All right, Clevenger was excellent. 7 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts. Only had 3 base runners. Velocity was high. He was commanding his pitches. He mixed it up. He threw his changeup. That was a really good outing by Clev, and that's actually the guy that I've seen for years, really. Even back when he was in Cleveland. Ramsey did a good job, 1, 2, 3. Banks came out clean in that inning after walking the leadoff guy, but did his job in coming out clean, us not having to warm up, Bummer or anything like that. So that was the whole idea in that situation. He did a good job. 7 out of 9 leadoff outs, which is something that we've been stressing and talking about. These guys are doing a good job of that on the offensive side. Actually, we were 19 of 24 first pitch strikes, 72%, 2 out of 3. I mean, this is what we're talking about, and this is what we talked about. We just need to continue to get better and better, and keep stressing it. On the offensive side, 10 hits for the first top 5 guys. TA with a couple, Benny with a couple. Moncada had a really good game. Obviously 4 for 4, 2 RBIs. Great defense. I don't think I've ever seen a play like that before. I've seen great plays at third base, but that exchange without even taking a step, I mean, that's the kind of ability that he's got, that he needs to bring to us every single day. He's capable of doing what he did today, and he needs to do that. Grandal, I thought, did a great job calling the game, staying on the attack. Good game planning, stayed with his strengths, with Clev's strengths, and they executed all game long. And Benny did a great job running on that ball by Vaughn down the line. That was a errant throw, and Eddie had a really good game at third base. I thought he did a really good job staying aggressive. Obviously, a lot of it is predicated on how hard the guys are running to him, so he can make proper decisions. And that was a really good play on base running in, where Benny was giving us everything he's got, and Eddie stayed aggressive with it, and made a really good decision to score a much needed run at that time.
With Moncada, we talked about it with you earlier in the week. How does perception becoming reality change for him, with the idea that we know he had that 2019 season where he was one of the best, if not the best player in the league, and getting back to that? And
for him, it's going to be, what he does on the field, because as far as his demeanor and the way he goes about it, and the how easy he plays the game, that's not going to change. That's his personality. That's how he plays. What a lot of people don't see is the work he puts in, and the early work he puts in, and that kind of stuff. But I guess to answer your question, production on the field is the only thing that's going to change that perception, because it's certainly not going to be his demeanor and the way he goes about it, because he's just easy going. I mean, he strikes out. Everybody wants to see a broken bat, helmet thrown or something like that, and that's not him. That's not his style. He just puts the bat, in the bat rack, puts the helmet on the helmet rack, and goes on the bench and gets ready to play defense. But very little emotion when it comes to the game. But it doesn't mean he doesn't care, and it doesn't mean that he doesn't work. So I think, to answer your question, it's just going to be just consistent production on the field to change that perception. And even then, if you're not going to really see the personality change, the personality is going to stay the same.
Clevenger talked about the work that you put into Ethan during the time that he was on the injury list. What sort of transformation have you seen from the guy who was maybe not so consistent early in the season to the guy he's been the last month?
Him and Ethan and Has have a really good relationship. They really work hard. Clev's another guy that, he is a true professional. He cares, he studies, he works, he leads. This guy's been really good for us, in the clubhouse. To answer your question, that was coming right around when he got hurt over there with the Dodgers. I mean, he was showing what he showed today, and then when he got hurt, they didn't just sit back and, I got to recover from my injury. They actually got to work on the mental side, on the game planning side, mechanical side. I mean, they did a lot of work when he was on that DL. And when you have a guy that cares that much for his craft and wants to be great like him, it makes the rehab easier, quicker, and you bounce back like that, you know, because you're ready on the mental side. A lot of the rehab, believe it or not, is mental too. You know, you got to believe in yourself that you're going to come back sooner than they're telling you, and you got to believe that you're going to be ready when, you know, when you get back on the field. So they put in some really good work.
Baseball people hate meetings because it usually means a bad sign, but in the case of playing clean baseball like you did the last 2 games, do you have to confirm that with your guys and kind of send that positive message? I know you talk to them every day. So
We don't have a problem having meetings. I mean, we have meetings, and a ton of them. Sometimes, you know, we always got to check ourselves to see how many we're having. You don't want to lose that, you know, that tone. But we just had a meeting with the pitchers. They've been executing the stuff that we're asking them to do. They had a little bit of a change of mindset with attacking the strike zone. I mean, so, and meetings are not always done after you lose. You know, sometimes you get a lot of good out of a meeting, you know, after a couple wins. So we stay consistent with those. Those are I think are fundamentals that you have to continue to attack throughout the year, and you know we're certainly gonna continue to have them.
You mentioned that playing the 7th. Oftentimes that's a bare hand opportunity, like a do or die. But what does that say about Moncada's skills over there that he can have the ability?
Did it hit the glove? Because I didn't really see it hit the glove. You know, the most impressive thing about that play was it wasn't just so much the exchange. There wasn't even an extra step. I don't think there was even a step taken. It was just in stride. I mean, he just caught the ball, transferred, and threw it in stride. But he practices this stuff every day. He practices the great plays. He practices the difficult throws, the sidearm throws. I mean, you guys are here. You guys sometimes get a chance to see him. He's practicing those plays. And when you constantly practice those plays, you're going to make those in the game. You know, the one thing about Yo-Yo is that he gets more upset when he makes a mistake on the field than he does, you know, at the plate. And I talked to him about that one time. I was like, you know, he had made an error, and I'm like, what's going on? He goes, I take these errors really hard. Harder than an 0 for 4, you know, or an 0 for 3. So he really takes pride in that defense, and he's talented. So that's a good combination for a really good third baseman. He's holding up really well. You know, he's always, you know, we're always, not we, but the hitting guys and him are always tweaking stuff, you know, mechanically trying to, you know, make sure he stays in the right place. His body's holding up. His best years are ahead of him. Again, that's another guy that, you know, you look at his name and you see his name in the lineup, and you know you think he's been here a lot, but it's only been like 3 years, and not even a full 3 years. And he's continuing to learn on a daily basis as well, just like Robert is and Eloy is. So my opinion on Vaughn, his better days are ahead of him, and he's going to end up being a really, really good professional hitter with some power and some run-producing ability.
Thanks, Pedro.
Okay. Yep.